On the 19th of August 1846 in southeast Queensland, an event took place that would change the course of Australian history forever. For it was here that a cyclone caused wild weather that forced an 88-tonne schooner to part its anchors, washing it onto what is now Kirra Beach. How the vessel managed to be here at that time began years earlier on the south coast of New South Wales.
In 1822, a Mr. Alexander Berry from Sydney was offered a land grant of 10,000 acres plus 100 convicts to begin a settlement in the Shoalhaven area, approximately 100 miles south of Sydney. The settlement became known as the Coolangatta Estate, which is at the base of Coolangatta Mountain, which means splendid view. The village overlooks the Shoalhaven River, close to where the river enters the ocean. Berry secured 2 additional land grants. The size of the estate grew to 32,000 acres by the early 1840s. 3 of Alexander's brothers, David, John and William, along with 2 sisters, Janet and Agnes, also moved to Coolangatta Estate. The estate quickly developed into a self-supporting village, boasting mills, workshops, tradesmen and artisans. It prospered with fertile soils allowing for diverse agriculture and a thriving timber industry, particularly cedar. Alexander was one of the instigators of the dairy industry in New South Wales. Tenant farmers formed the backbone of the estate, and later, when the estate was sold, they were offered purchase options on their farms. Alexander's fortune grew, and he could have been Australia's first millionaire. As settlement developed, a new town of Broughton Creek became an important centre. The Berry family were generous with their wealth, and many buildings in this town were paid for and built by the Berry family, including the hospital, courthouse, school of arts, and land was given for 4 churches. After Alexander's death in 1889, the people of the region decided to change the town name of Broughton Creek to Berry as a mark of respect. Alexander Berry in 1843 commissioned the building of a schooner by James Blinksell on the banks of the Shoalhaven River. The schooner's purpose was to ferry cargo, including cedar logs, along the coast to Sydney. Timber used in the construction of the vessel can still be viewed at low tide today. 3 years later, the Coolangatta was sent to freight cedar from the Tweed River on the northern New South Wales coast back to Sydney. That voyage turned into disaster. On July the 6th, 1846, the ship sailed under Captain Steele from Brisbane to load red cedar logs at the Tweed River for Sydney. Steele found the river entrance closed by silt forming a bar, so he anchored in the lee of Point Danger off Kirra Beach. Red cedar logs were then hauled overland from Terranora Inlet and rafted from the beach, but in 6 weeks, less than half of the contracted 70,000 feet of red cedar had been loaded. On August the 18th, while Steele was ashore, a wild southeast gale blew up. Steele's boat was damaged while getting through the surf, and he watched from the beach as the gale intensified. Eventually, 2 convict prisoners aboard were freed, and all hands abandoned ship and swam for shore as the anchors dragged. The ship washed ashore near what was later called Coolangatta Creek. All attempts were made to refloat the Coolangatta, but they failed. Over a period of time, the vessel broke up and disintegrated. Government surveyor Henry Schneider, while surveying in 1883 for a land auction in March 1884, named the area Coolangatta.
sure many Australians are not aware of the tie between Coolangatta in Queensland and Coolangatta on the south coast of New South Wales. It's amazing that such a relatively small community in the Shoalhaven could have had such a profound impact on one of Australia's most well-known cities.